T2F video. My name is CycledMan, and welcome back to the Fortnite video. Today, I'll be doing my review for Chapter 3. No, not Chapter 3. Chapter 4, Season 3, Wild. Sorry, I always get that confused. You guys know I really don't know what chapter we're in anymore, really. But anyway, yeah, so Season 3 comes to an end in about a week at the time of recording this video. I think it's currently Saturday the 20th, so like, oh shit, 5 days. Okay, so 5 days the season ends, basically. And I'm pretty excited for next season, a little bit hesitant, just like I was this season going to next season, because I don't know, next season just gave me a bad ick. I don't know what it is, I can't really describe that ick, but it's giving me a bad feeling. But anyway, I'm gonna give you my review for this season, talk about the battle pass, the skins, the loot pool, as well as map changes and other things as well. So overall, let's get right into the video. Alright, so the first thing we're going to talk about here is going to be the battle pass for this season. I will say I was a little bit harsh in this battle pass at the beginning of the season, which I think was fair, because I just felt like really underwhelmed coming off of last season's battle pass. And honestly, I'll say this right now, I'm actually going to bump up last season to an 8 out of 10. It's like a 6 or 7, because the more I think about it, damn, Fortnite Mega was actually a really good season. I just was like bored of the game at the time. So, yeah. Sorry about all the Mega slander last season. Some of my critiques and criticisms still stand, though. But overall, I'm bumping it to an 8 out of 10. Anyway, let's go to page 1 here. Talk about tier 1 skin with the season. Era, which I think is... I can't believe I'm saying this. She's probably my favorite skin this season. Besides maybe, like, Terminator, she's probably literally my favorite skin of the season. I just really like this skin. I think she has great edit styles. She just looks really good in games. Overall, it's a fantastic skin. One of my personal favorite tier 1 skins, just has a really good built-in emote. So, Era, they cooked with her. Trace as well. Trace is a really cool skin as well. I think Trace is awesome. I love the reactive feature. My only minor complaint with the skin is that I wish you had a style that always had the lights on, because I'm not good at the game and I can't really get a lot of kills. But then again, it's fine. It's a skill issue on my part. I think Trace is a good skin, but I probably won't use him in the future. I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't know. Right? But right now, I'm kind of like, I can't really see myself using this skin. I can see myself using Era, but not Trace. Next up, we have Ryan. I called her Rain beginning, but her name is Ryan or Ryan. I'm gonna call her Ryan. I'm gonna Ryan. She's really boring. I used her like once this entire season. I didn't touch her again because the skin just like really mediocre and boring. The backbling and pickaxe are pretty good though, I will say that. But the skin itself was just kind of boring and bad, and kind of the second worst skin of the season. It's like kind of bad. I just don't like this skin. I'm sorry, I don't like it. I don't like it. All right. Next up we have Relic. Well, I'll get the max out, so I don't like those skins without the mask. Relic is actually a really awesome skin. I love the styles and the colors and the customization on the skin, especially with the overtime styles, level up, whatever you want to call them. They look really good on him. But I think Relic is like the third best in the season, but my biggest issue is I don't know if I'm gonna use this guy after this season. Like, I think he's a really cool skin, don't get me wrong, but I just don't know if I'm gonna use him in the future. Like, I just do not know. But he's a cool skin, though. He's definitely one of the ones who carried the battle pass. I think Era, him, and Optimus carry this past me, personally. And Trace. Trace is really good. Mariposa is currently archived in my locker for a reason. I don't like Dynamo. I don't know why they reskin Dynamo. The skin is complete ass cheeks. I used her once and it's ass. I'm sorry. I tried giving the skin a fair chance. I said, if day 1 season, it looks okay. It's a midnight style glue. If this style glowed in the dark, right? If this style glowed in the dark, I would use her. No, it doesn't glow in the dark. It just looks really ass in the game. It's a glitch where you can see her bald scalp as well. It's like, no. Really, really bad skin. I don't like it at all. Definitely, like, at least it's like a Monty last season, which is weeks in the past. At least a Monty was still a good skin. This skin is ass. I'm just being straight up with you guys. I do not like the skin. I don't like the entire set either, the front to back one. Lorenzo. I'm gonna go to one of his good styles here. Not the base style. It's not even good either, but at least that's how it's simple. Lorenzo is still kind of mid, but he got some good overtime styles with the color schemes. I think the styles definitely helped him out here, but I'm never using Lorenzo. I'm never using Lorenzo after the season. The skin is never being touched. It's gonna be sitting there collecting dust after the season. And now we just have really Optimus Prime, which I think is a really, really awesome skin. I think he's great. It's a really cool built-in emote. I don't want to look at the built-in emote. I want to look at the actual skin. There we go. Really good skin. I think Transformers is a collab that I really am happy with. I love the Mythic. I'll talk about the loot pool section. And I think it's a really awesome skin. I love the design of it. I love the edit style we got later on in the season. Just overall, it's a really good skin. Really good tier 100 skin, and I can definitely see myself using Optimus Prime in the future. Bonus rewards, get that off my screen. Oh, yeah, the overtime, the level up styles. I think they're pretty good this season. I don't think... You know, actually, they look really cool this season, like, especially on Relic. I know I keep spinning Relic, and Trace looks really good, too. Trace and Relic are my first favorite, too, in terms of the overtime styles. But, yeah, I don't know. I think they're pretty good. They're not the best, not the worst, I think they're just solid. And then, Paradise Meowscles. Well, I think the skin is actually good. I think it's a good skin, a good summer skin. It's just that, I don't know, it's just that for me personally, I still don't think it's about to be a secret skin, considering we got absolutely jack shit for skins from the summer event that, like, for in terms of shop skins, we got 2. And summer skins this year were, like, at best. I just wish we got in the shop in person. I wish we got something else, like, in the Battle Pass, like, maybe, like, a new Salone skin, but, I don't know. Paradise Meowscles is cool. I think it's a cool skin, cool edit styles, and overall, yeah, the Battle Pass has 4 good skins. Yeah, 4 good skins that I would use. I'm gonna put Relic in there. Relic, Trace, Optimus, and Era. 4 good skins. The other 4 are either mediocre or bad. So, overall, this Battle Pass is straight down the middle, a 5 out of 10. So, very quickly, because I'm also adding to the cosmetic session, we're going to talk about the Jujutsu Kaisen Battle Pass. So, the Jujutsu Kaisen Battle Pass, mini Battle Pass thing, was honestly a pretty cool pass. So, the free pass, you got a really nice wrap. You also get yourself a really good back bling with the frog, and also it's like a really funny skin glitch. And you guys get yourself a pretty okay emo. But also, for the paid pass, you get yourself a bear backbling. I don't know what that bear is. I never watched the show. A really cool emote with Cursed Energy. And also, you get a really good wrap, a pickaxe, and 2 skins. Yuji, and Streetwear Yuji. I cannot pronounce the last name. Anyway, yeah, so you got that for Jujutsu Kaisen Battle Pass. You just got a free back glider, which is really close to getting. Yeah, overall, pretty solid free Battle Pass. Not as good as Star Wars or as I can't speak. Not as good as Star Wars, Dragon Ball, or Heisted. I think this is the worst one out of all of them. But besides that, still pretty good. But now let's talk about the actual like skins of the season and cosmetics in general, because I do actually want to talk about the emotes of the season. So, in terms of skins we got this season, there were some pretty good ones, like Galaxy Crossfader, that was great. Optimus Primal's good. The only 2 crew skins we got this season, which are Prince Orin and Princess Lexa. Frieza Bell doesn't exist, by the way. Are both really good. I like these skins a lot. Sweet, like I said, I already talked about the Jujutsu Kaisen stuff. Terminator is really good. The quest pack was pretty solid this season. I just wish she looked more like the concept art with the skin. And Core Knight is fantastic. I love Core Knight Talus. Probably my favorite skin of the season. Same thing with Chaos Explorer, really good skin. And Combat Tech Jewels being an actually good starter pack for once. And also next season looks really good too in terms of starter pack. I think I only archived 2 skins this season, Mariposa and that thing, but besides that's good. But I'm not talking about really skins here. I think the real thing that helped us see out was the emotes. So the emotes, we got a lot of really good emotes this season, like BPM Breakdown. It's overall, the emotes this season in general are really good. This is the first time in like forever we got actual non-collab emotes in the Fortnite item shop. We're talking like actual original Fortnite dances, like BPM Breakdown. Hold on, emote again. One of the best emotes of all, like in recent memory, like the last 2 years, I would say. So, yeah, overall, with that in mind, I'll give cosmetics like a backlinks too. I'll look at the backlinks. Yeah, I'll give cosmetics like a 7 out of 10 because of the emotes. The emotes, everything else is kind of lackluster a little bit. Okay, so for those who have watched my Vibin review, I think some of you guys realizing, oh, hey, the season is very similar to Vibin with its pros. Like, you got a pretty good, a mediocre battle pass and pretty good, an okay, item shop cosmetics. It's like cosmetics in general. But now let's talk about one big pro this season, which is going to be the jungle biome. I know that I've heard like some complaints that the jungle biome is hard to traverse. Well, I will agree with that. I have died multiple times to fall damage, especially in 0 builds. I also think visually and aesthetically, this might be one of my favorite biomes they've ever made. I think this biome's absolutely incredible. Like, for example, take Rumble Ruins here. It's just Sunny Steppes but better. Like, this is the best way to like a ruins, like or like ancient jungle temple POI. This looks absolutely amazing. I can see over there. Relic is pissed at me for some reason, but yeah. We'll talk about Relic there in a second. But yeah, you also have the Relic boss here. Actually, yeah, literally talk about the Relic boss here. We'll get to you later. But yeah, anyway, overall, Rumble Ruins is a really fantastic POI. Like, even if you go like to like inside the buildings and everything, it looks really, really awesome. Like over here, I'll just go inside the main temple itself as well. Just overall, I just love what they did with Rumble Ruins here. Actually, I think it's so good. Like these like glowing like lips and stuff looks amazing. Just I don't know. I don't know repeating myself here, but I just really do like the look of Rumble Ruins. I think there's a lot of good loot. These like vault things and doors too. We got like extra loot as well. Just Rumble Ruins is a good like POI for like the middle of the map, and overall I think it's just really aesthetically pleasing. So I'm gonna give Rumble Ruins like a 9 out of 10 from like a POI. I generally really like Rumble Ruins. I think it's fantastic. Oh yeah, there's the apparatus, which is for this season build-up thingy. But yeah, anyway, where am I going? Oh yeah, Creaky Compound for the next POI here. Creaky Compound is kind of mediocre, but it's also kind of cool. It's like a little bit like jungle campground type of POI. I didn't land here a lot this season. I landed here once in a while. I mostly landed at Rumble Ruins or Shady Stilts for the new POI, but overall, it's still pretty good. I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. Like it's still nice. There's still a decent amount of loot here. Just overall, it's pretty good, and also it's like kind of like right next to the Icebound, which is really nice too. Yeah, overall, just like also I will say the terrain and like the large like jungle canopy stuff with the big trees are really cool too. There was the entire summer event, by the way. We'll talk about that in a second. But now let's go right to this little other jungle biome section here and talk about Shady Stilts. Shady Stilts, I don't know, it's up there with Rumble Ruins. Like, I think this POI is awesome. I love how big and open it is. I love how like there's so much to loot, and like you also have a little bit of that like jungle temple, like area 2 over here. I think the inside of like the buildings and stuff is really, really good too. Like, okay, I'm down, stop flying through for a second, but like the inside's little huts look really awesome. This just like gives me like a big like jungle civilization like type of vibe here. And I like the whole vibe like the season, like, oh, it's an ancient jungle. Yeah, I get that. But this is like out of every single POI, this gives me the most ancient civilization feel to it. So yeah, overall, I'm gonna give Shady Stilts a solid 8 out of 10. Not as good as, yeah, I'm gonna give it 8. That's fair. Really good POI. Not as good as Rumble Ruins, but I think it's just overall it's really good POI. And just in general, just taking a look at the biome itself and like all the plants, the trees, and just how it looks, just like the reality biome from Vibin, it is generally visually and just in terms of like gameplay stunning. I think it's fantastic. I love also the mud mechanic here too, which is like the mud is a nice mechanic. It's not working in creative for some reason, but yeah, the bouncy mushrooms are cool too. But just overall, it's a really nice biome. Definitely my personal favorites in the game. Actually, it's really good. Like I just generally love it. All right, well now let's move on. All right, guys, now let's talk about everybody's favorite part about this season, the gameplay. Yay! Yeah, the gameplay fucking sucked. I'm not even gonna hide. I'm gonna stay honest with y'all. This season was a slog to get through. Like, this season is up there with Vibin in terms of how boring it is. Probably even more. Actually, it's not as boring as Vibin, but it pissed me off more than Vibin, because automatically the worst season. Actually, yeah, it is the worst season of Vibin. I'll tell you guys why in a second here. But yeah, overall, let's talk about some of the loot pool here. The Blackjack Assault Rifle, it's pretty good. It's a weapon, for sure. Oh yeah, the Kinetic Boomerang. You know how you're getting really useful, like, kinetic weapons this entire chapter? Oh yeah, this thing is basically useless. You throw it back, it comes back to you, it does a little bit of, it tickles the opponent with its damage, it does nothing. It's kind of useless. The Mammoth Pistol, I have it on my inventory. Mammoth Pistol is probably my favorite thing they added this entire season. Just a one-shot, one-hit pistol, kind of like the, ranged shotgun. But it does a lot of damage. It's just overall, it's a really good weapon. I've been using it a lot. One of my personal favorites of the season. Hopefully it's gonna Volt that next season. Hopefully we get the shotgun on the good step. Yeah, in terms of like, oh yeah, the MK. Yeah, they involted the MK this season too. It's It's a little bit less like fast. It's lower, but it's also still pretty good. I think the MK is nice. I think it's cool weapon. I think it does good damage. Just overall, they added the visibility gauntlets back to the game too, and they also added another DMR. Everybody's favorite type of weapon. Thermal DMR. Not as fast as the Cobra DMR, but still not good either. I don't think it's these two mythics are creative, but the Transformers Cybertron cannon was a really cool mythic. I think it was awesome. My only issue is I never really used it, especially in the later half of the season where you had the Jujutsu Kaisen mythics. The Futurama mythic, I'm just gonna mention that up because I think nobody's gonna remember this mythic in about a year. The Futurama mythic was kind of bad. It kind of did like what to it wasn't bad. It was just like it was just a reskinned ray gun. It was a reskinned Zig and Toppy ray gun, which was cool. I like the ray gun, but I don't think this season really needed a ray gun. That would have been there for last season. And now, let's talk about the Unvolt really quickly. So, Epic Games had the big genius plan to say, hey, everybody, the pulse rifle last season. You know the big funny owl in the sky, the pulse rifle. Yeah, that was cool. We had our community complain about it a little bit with how spammy it is. Me personally, I love the pulse rifle. I'll talk about the last season too in a second. I love the pulse rifle personally. I know some people didn't like it last season, but I did. But they decided, hey, how about instead of pissing off a small group of people, how about we piss off everybody and not only unvault the most annoying shotgun in the entire game, the drum shotgun. I hate this thing with a passion, by the way. Like, I never really hated it until this season, particularly, because this shotgun has caused me to rage quit the game more, like, and it felt like I was feeling early, like, what? Like, chapter 2 something. I used to be, like, rage quit a lot. I think you all know, if you knew me, like, back then, on stream and stuff, I used to, like, get really mad at this game. I'm really getting mad at this game until the drum shotgun is in the game, because there is no way to counter this thing in zero build. Because if people just going pop, 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 with the fucking shotgun in zero build, there's no way to counter it. It's fucking auto trigger. I'm holding down R2 right now, it shoots by itself. Which is stupid. It's a shit ton of damage, and Epic Games decided to make a mythic version of it. Yeah, you're right. They made a mythic version of by far the most annoying and most used, like, skillless weapon in the entire game. Literally, you could be the worst player in the entire fucking game. And as long as you have plus R2, you could probably win the game. You probably win your first game with a fucking shotgun because, Jesus Christ, it is super, super, super fucking overpowered. They just, Epic, please, I'm begging you. If there's one thing to do for next season to make it automatically better than this season, just keep the drum shotgun vaulted for the remainder of this game's lifespan. I don't know, maybe bring it back from LTM, like I guess like Horde Rush. It was good in Horde Rush, but in regular BR, no, just keep it vaulted and just replace the mythic with something else, man. Like, why would you make it a drum shotgun? We have so many other weapons. A lever action shotgun, right? Lever action, mythic lever action shotgun. I would have loved that. I'm a huge fan of lever action shotgun. I think that's one of my favorite weapons in the game. Super happy and bolted it. I just pissed off Relic, but yeah. I just don't get why they just chose a drum shotgun. Mythic mammoth pistol, mythic flapjack. Oh, we have those. But you guys get what I mean. They kind of chose every single other gun this season in one infinitely better than a mythic fucking drum shotgun. I hate this gun. I think you guys did too. Let's move on. We also decided to invoke the big bush bombs too, which are, yeah, not really the weapon or item we need this season. And also the grappler glove, which is also leading me into another complaint I have this season. There was like no mobility the entire season. So I think last season we were kind of like, we got too much mobility in the game. Like, 5 seconds was too much, and they decided, hey, we were kind of giving the players, like, we're gifting, we're wanting the piece on the awesome mobility. Let's make all the mobility for one biome in the map, which is the jungle biome, which is cool. I like the hot flowers and everything. But besides that, yeah, you have, like, no useful kinetic weapon. You have, like, no, like, things in terms of mobility. The only mobility you have is in zero build with shockwave grenades. I love shockwave grenades, but, like, come on, really? But they did involve the grappler glove at, I think it's the third to last week of the season, which, I don't know. The grappler glove should have been in the game since the beginning of the season, personally. I think that would have really, like, helped out when people complain, like, oh, there's no mobility in the game, because I use the grappler glove constantly now in the game, and just overall, I'm just like, I don't know why they did that. Like, they seemed, like, they said, like, oh, like, I did the 2 weeks thing, oh, it's like the shockwave hammer supposed to come back, like, nothing got unbolted. And speaking of, well, something did get unbolted. The flare gun got unbolted. It got bolted immediately again. The Dragon's Breath shotgun and the sniper, I think, was got vaulted towards the end of the season with the perk. Don't see those coming back. The perks like last season were really mediocre, and now let's talk about the biggest crime of the season, and that it was boring. So, here is a painful reminder of how boring this season was. The summer escape event. Now, you all know, nobody liked No Sweat Summer. No Sweat Summer was painfully mediocre. It was really boring. I didn't like it. Nobody liked it. So, I wouldn't really talk about these summer events now, but I'm gonna have to. But because, what the fuck is Summer Escape this year? They made this little area the entire summer map. This little area right here, this little like pond, was all the summer map changes. Not a good idea. And also the fact that the only thing they did is they implemented ice creams and the firework launcher for the summer event. That was it. No other gameplay changes. They also said, hey, let's give you 2 mediocre, actually, no, I like Chaos Origins. Let's give you, 2 mediocre skins and 1 good skin with fucking Breezabelle and Opal. Opal's actually not that bad of a skin, but, like, I'm just using her as an example. Opal's not bad, but, like, Breezabelle is really bad. Just overall, just everything about the season was so boring. There was literally no content until, like, from the, I think it was, like, the first updated season to Futurama. There was nothing. We got the explosive repeater rifle, which is cool for about a day. We got the, relic weapons, the MK, and the cloak gauntlets, which are cool, for about a week. And then the summer event killed the game, just like last year. Then the Futurama event came, we got the Mammoth Pistol, and the Ray Gun Mammoth Pistol was cool. I still got bored of the game. And then Jujutsu Kaisen just gave us 2 really awesome mythics, which, by the way, I didn't even talk about that. The Hollow Purple Mythic and the Shadow Doll Technique, I think that's what they're called. I think they're fantastic mythics. Shadow Doll Technique is just a better version of the Thunder Spears from last season. Also, the Hollow Purple is just a mixer of the Plasma Cannon and the Deku Smash, which is, like, really, really awesome. Just overall, though, like, this season was so boring. Like, there was times where, like, at least to me, where I would just be so mentally, like, not mentally drained, yeah, mentally and physically drained of this game that I would just not, I'd play for an hour and get off. This game would either piss me off or just get so bored of the season. And I want to apologize for last season, because I said last season we got kind of boring towards the middle. This season was a drought. A full-on drought. Like, it was awful in terms of how boring the season was towards the middle of the season. Just like Fiben. The only reason why the season isn't a 1 out of 10 is because of the anime collab. Just like Fiben. Because, literally, you can have the best battle pass in the game. You can have the best biome. But if the gameplay and the content isn't fun, it could be one of the worst seasons in the game. Take, Paradise, for example. Actually, as an awful example. Let me think of one. Primal. Primal's a good example. I personally think Primal had a really good battle pass and a really good skins. The biome was ass, but just in general, Primal was a bad season because of how bad the gameplay was. This season was a bad season because of how bad the gameplay was. Just overall, they don't know what they were cooking with the season at all because of the gameplay. Like, we got nothing for like an entire month, which is crazy. Now, I wouldn't be mad about that, like, usually, if the game was in a fun state, but when you had the fucking drum shotgun in the game, and, nothing to counter it for an entire month, but I think the Mammoth Pistol and the fucking 2 Jujutsu Kaisen mythics kind of counter it, but, like, now it's like, why? I just don't get the season. I just really don't. They made so many dumb decisions this season. It just pisses me off. I'm sorry if I'm just turning this to a rant, especially with the drum shotgun. I apologize for ranting, but it's really justified for me because holy shit, this season was bad. I'll be honest with you. This is by far the worst season we got in years. Yeah, years. I think this is worse than Vibe, I think this is worse than Paradise. Like, oh my god, it's so bad. Anyway, let's talk about my final thoughts of the season. So, what is my final thoughts on Fortnite Wild? So, my final review, my final rating of the season. Just like Viben, it has a really, really strong biome. A pretty decent skin selection with, honestly, I will say, really good emotes this season. The season definitely gets carried with the cosmetics by the emotes. Battle Pass is pretty 50-50. And just overall, the season is just really, really boring. I was kind of like a slog to get through, like I said earlier. I just really didn't like the middle portion of the season. The summer event was really bad, just like Viben. And overall, this season is just like Viben. And here's the question I'm going to answer you guys right now. Is Fortnite Wilds worse than Viben? Yes, it is, because of drum shotguns in the game. So that makes it a 4 out of 10 season because of the drum shotgun. And the only redeeming quality of the season was Jujutsu Kaisen collab, because if there was no big, like, end event kind of, like, thingy with the Jujutsu Kaisen mini battle pass, the season would have been literally at the bottom of my rankings, because good lord, the season is bad. Anyway, that's really about it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe and tell me all what you guys think about the season down below. Like I said, I do apologize to Fortnite Mega for calling you boring and a bad season, because honestly, you're an 8 out of 10 season, while this season is really bad. And I wanted to apologize to Fortnite Vibin for still being mid, but not as mid and not as boring as this season. Anyway, goodbye, and see y'all for the next video. Bye.